Alright, welcome back to Turbo Bob's Bicycle Blog. And I haven't talked much about our Tweed bikes lately, and I'll show you my wife's too. But I just reworked them, all set for plenty more Tweed rides, and we've done a lot of them. They're great rides. They're themed rides where people dress up like from the era of Sherlock Holmes before there was bicycles, bring their oldest bikes or the cool bikes, and just do some nice, easy rides. We do them here in San Diego and in the LA, Pasadena area. So I've had these, this one and the other one quite a while. It's a 1956 Raynal, and I actually got this from the original owner. The gentleman that owned it since new quit riding it, and his daughter sold it to me. He was done with it. And so what I've done to change things out is I actually put a new set of tires on there. The tires weren't too bad, but I wanted them for my ox head project, which I'll be telling you more about. And so I put a matching set to tires, some shin-shings, put thorn-resistant tubes, and some slime just for good measure. Put on a different wicker basket up front so I could use the wicker basket I had on another bike. One thing I'm really liking is the pedals are pretty worn out and the pads are rotating, and so I got these off of, we have a couple parts bikes, which you need when you have old bikes like these, and those are off my Robin Hood, and those pedals are going to be way better when I'm wearing my leather-soled Tweed ride shoes. So I put new inner brake cables in it. You know, I went through and re-lubed all the bearings. And normally I'd tear the bike apart and put grease, but these have little nipples on them. Let's see if you can see one right there. Right there. And so I just added grease. I used pure biodegradable grease and did the same thing for the headset and just made sure everything's moving freely. So that was something I've been looking forward to doing for quite a long time. I kind of wanted to tear it apart and shine it all up. It's not a lot I'm going to do there. So I put new inner brake cables in it, new brake pads, lubed up and adjust the brake arms. So it's all set for some more great Tweed rides. And another thing I really like about this bike, you know, it rides really great. It's really been well taken care of. If you notice, the front chainring has the word Raynal in the spokes, so that's pretty cool. So there it is, my 56 Raynal English 3-speed, ready for more Tweed rides. Next up I'll show you my wife's bike. It's kind of a matching bike, but we love doing the Tweed rides and having a bike that fits, and it's kind of nice. So I didn't really show you much too. We got a great deal on some English bags. So this one's a Nigel Smythe bag. It really fits on there nice on that Brooks saddle, vinyl Brooks saddle. So I cleaned it up a little bit, but mostly lubed, maintenanced, did some nice stuff on it to make sure it's good for plenty more rides. So there you go, 1956 Raynal English 3-speed. Alright, thanks for following Turbo Bob's Bicycle Blog. Plenty more coming up, and I do suggest if you get a chance, go on a Tweed ride. They're great, even if you don't have an old bike. Just hit the thrift store, get some cool looking old looking clothes, and do it. They're doing them all over the world, and here on the West Coast, San Diego and LA. The San Diego ones generally in December, the LA ones in February or March. Alright, well thanks for following along. More coming up. Like I say, right next I'll show you my wife's Tweed ride bike that I just did basically the same thing too.